him. It's a lot of colour there. It looks like we're all ready to go down on the grid there.
Green flag at the back then, Keith.
Well, red flag disappears from the front. Watch the lights is the cry. So the lights go to red. And away we go. Oh, good start. Who was fourth on the grid, mate?
Fourth on the grid there, number 49, Luke Wallington on his Honda.
Well,
Max Hardy's looking strong in towards Redgate there, isn't he?
But I believe that's down the inside of the pair on those
Ash Barnes.
It is indeed Ash. I tell you what, Luke, there's a great picture of him in the programme, of course, looking as a massive concentration, and that's what it's all about, getting that start.
I'll tell you, did you see the drive that Ash Barnes got out of Redgate in towards Hollywood? He just drove away from, I believe that was Max Hardy, up into second place, but we're watching them now on the screen through Craner Curves for the first time of 7. Of course, this is a 7-lap race for the MRO Powerbikes and Clubman Thousands and Retros, so 3 classes in 1 here. As we watch them now up towards Swanson McLean's, and that is Ash Barnes looking to extend his advantage. Max Hardy's dropped down to 3rd place on bike number 71. That's the Honda. David Kraviecki just behind him on that bright pink Yamaha.
You see David's pink bits from a long way, can't you?
Absolutely. But he's getting more to grips and more used to that Yamaha now, isn't he? Of course, formerly we've seen him just on the cusp of the top 10, then the top 5, but now he's right inside the top 5 as we come down the back straight in towards the Foggy S's for the first time of asking. But Ash Barnes, bike number 8, former champion with us, isn't he, Keith? A few years ago, 2019, I believe it was, in the ACU Team Green Juniors, ahead of Lewis Jones.
Yeah, very handy rider indeed.
Oh, Kieran Smith, sorry, Keith. Kieran Smith. Right. I saw a video earlier on. Oh, as David Kraviecki with the cutback there, he takes along and says, thank you very much, I'll have that back. But Kieran Smith, I saw a video from his brother Corey. Kieran Smith was sliding that K1 all the way into the apex.
Oh, nice work. Okay, out they come then, and indeed it is Ash Barnes who leads the way. This is what we expected. It's Luke Wallington there in second, then it's Max Hardy, David Kraviecki, Kieran Smith on the retro machine, absolutely flying. Sammy Cranston, leader of the Clubmans, who has had some overall wins. Then it's Freddie Barnes, then it's Jake Marsh, Raphael Kisk, and Tyler Donovan inside the top 10 there, second of the retros. Siggy Cerniauskas is back out. We don't see Siggy very often at all. Then we've got Collins, Jenkins, Yanni, Thompson, Taylor, Thornton, Harris, Kelty, Swire rounding out your top 20 as the leaders make their way up to Schwantz Curve already. That is Ash Barnes, leader. Yes, you're right, singular rather than plural. The battle is very much the race for 2nd place because that race for the lead is gone. I think what Ash Barnes is looking to do here is to claim a lap record. He was under impact practice, but Danny Buchan's lap records, Andy Wales is saying that was the one he expected not to disappear, but he hadn't factored Ash Barnes into the equation.
Yeah, 1.4 seconds quicker in qualifying than Danny Buchan 11 years ago, but down the back straight once again in towards the Foggy S's. Looking on the timing screen, everybody seemingly remaining in the same position, but Ash Barnes is still only around about 20 years old, maybe a little bit younger, but certainly around that age. But he knows how to handle that R1, doesn't he?
Tell you who else is doing well though. Look at Max Hardy there in second. He's starting to open up that gap just a little bit as well. He needs to do this, trying to escape that battle, let the others scrap it out for 3rd place.
Luke Wallington's dropped a few positions on this one, Keith. He was second 1 lap ago, but now he's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Luke there. He must have had a wobble somewhere. Certainly Ash has got the lap down as a 1:31.1 is a lap record indeed, as Hardy comes across the line there in 2nd place, 7 seconds or so behind, but in the 34.9s. Then Smith, Kraviecki, Wallington goes back 3 places. Freddie Barnes goes past on Sammy Cranston there just for an overall place. Then Marsh, Kirsk, lots of chopping and changing all the way through the field. Thompson making up a couple of places there. Yanni going backwards, so is Jenkins. Thornton coming up one. As far as the retros goes, it is Smith obviously leading Donovan there by a good chunk. In the championship overall, it is Max Hardy leading Luke Wallington, so he needs every point he can get. The Clubmans, Cranston well away already for race advantage over Ben Wood. And of course, Ben is not here this weekend after joining the Craner Club on Thursday evening, apparently. In terms of the retros, don't seem to have the points here, so I'm not going to stress that. But I'm sure that is going to be a battle between Smith and Donovan, though I'm not sure if Smith has done every round, to be fair.
I don't think he has, in all honesty, no.
I don't think he has, but when he does come out very fast indeed, doesn't he?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Barnes already down into the loop at the bottom there, powering that. It's an old Raceways Yamaha. It's a BSB bike from last year, I believe. Is that the case, as far as you know, Bradley?
Could well be, but I only know what you've mentioned, so we're on the same page there.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody did mention that to us earlier, so we're going to have to go with with that.
Right, it was a 1:31.1 last time around. This time it's a 1 minute 31.3, but still he will extend his advantage at the front of the race at the end of lap number 3.
There's a better lap out there somewhere, mate. He's gone purple in sector 2 there as Hardy comes across the line. And let's see, he's in the 34s still. Also, though, Smith has gone past it.
Jake Marsh has the cutback on Sam Cranston there. The two Hondas, number 45 and 100, doing battle. And that is for 7th position. But, of course, Sam Cranston is a clubman. He leads the way in the clubmans at the moment, actually. And he said to him earlier, Keith, that he needs to get into the 1:35. So he's on 1 minute 36.5 at the moment.
Well, that's what the lap record is, of course. It's 36.239 for Roger Marsh from, again, that's a 2014 lap record, so that is one of the older ones here, because actually most of them from 2014, because 2016 was a little bit wet occasionally, which is why the Thunderbike Sport lap record is the only one we've got really from then, and that's 150, so definitely not representative of what these guys are capable of. Yeah, Cranny there, as you say, not quite into the magic 135s, a 36.5 is his best so far. So he is a few tenths of a second away from that elusive lap record. But certainly Ash Barnes can lay claim to the overall lap record of 31. And I seem to recall after the other circuit, of course, where we see the lap record. That's why I'm getting confused just a little bit as Ash Barnes makes his way up to Goddard's. That boy is absolutely flying. Let's watch him power this Yamaha out. It's going to be 4 laps into this 7-lap race. Oh, big air as he comes across the curb. Comes across the line again. It's a 31.3 this time. Hasn't been able to crack the magic 130 bracket that he managed to do in practice. Maybe it's a tyre choice, maybe he just doesn't feel challenged at all. Max Hardy really starting to establish himself in that. Max Hardy, sorry, 2nd place, again a 34.5 for him. He's very consistent indeed. Unfortunately, he's consistently a bit slower than Ash Barnes on that, what is basically an ex-factory bike. So impressed with Smith though, every single time he comes out on that old Gixxer. You know, you look at the machinery around him, it's a lot newer than Smith's old K1, and yet there he is, 3rd place overall, very fast indeed. Grant's gone, mate.
I was just thinking, actually, it just goes to show what a great feeder series the ACU Team Green Championship actually is, because Ash Barnes, Max Hardy, and of course Jake Marsh all came from that series, and they're inside the top 7.
I've got a feeling, and maybe I'm wrong on that one.
Freddie Barnes.
Just another Barnes, because we've got lots of, I know Ash, obviously. Maybe Freddie's just getting the name mixed up, but yeah, you're right. We have seen kids like Elliot Pinson and of course the late Owen Jenner as well, another couple of great riders who've come from that series, and there's a nice little piece about Owen in the program as well. So Max with a green in sector 1 there, so he's not cold letting go on this one at all. He is quite safe in that 2nd place, 2.25 seconds ahead of Smith. Kraviecki is his nearest challenger as far as the championship goes, and I tell you who must be having problems, mate, Luke Wallington. Luke Wallington is down in 6th place after that great start, which saw him 2nd over the line after the 1st lap, but now all of a sudden he's a long way back, 31.7 again. So I don't know if Ash is going to go any quicker, because he's running out of laps very rapidly already. We're on lap 5 of 7, aren't we, Bradley?
Yeah, so 2 laps to go then. We're on to the penultimate lap, and you mentioned that Luke Wallington, in qualifying, he did a 1 minute 35 flat. His personal best so far this race after 4 laps complete for him is a 36 flat. Yeah. So still a little bit of time to find there as Max Hardy... You can see them legs from a mile away as he does the Doctor's Dangle in towards Redgate ahead of Kieran Smith. But Kieran Smith on, what's a K1 now? 24 years old?
24 years old, yeah.
24 years old ahead of the...
Actually, I was going to say, it's one of the few things around here that's younger than you.
So Ash Barnes, Hardy, Smith, Kraviecki, Barnes, Wallington, Marsh, Raphael Kissick now ahead of Sam Cranston. So that's a change in the Clubman 1000 race lead there. Aaron Collins 6.6 seconds behind, but still he is in 3rd position ahead of Sani Auskas by half a second. But it's a good battle there for the lead in the Clubman 1000s, Keith, between Raphael Kissick and Sam Cranston. Only 0.6 of a second.
I tell you what, it looks like Barnes is right with Kraviecki there. Smith has got a little bit ahead of that pair. And nobody's changing any colours at the back there, but I'm sure that I saw Barnes right on Kraviecki's tail. So I wonder if David's going to have a very close challenge here. Just checking that gap. Yeah, that battle between Smith, Kraviecki and Barnes, very close indeed, as Ash Barnes is getting the last lap flag waved at him very shortly indeed. Here he comes, powering his way out of the hairpin for what will be the penultimate time there. Last lap flag goes out, and it should be Max Hardy, young Max.
Yep, just heading towards Goddard's now on that number 71 Honda. Next up, Kieran Smith ahead of, you're right there, so David Kraviecki just losing a position on this lap, and that'll be Freddie Barnes just in front of him. So Max Hardy across the line now, his personal best of 34.0 on that previous lap, but Kieran Smith ahead of Barnes and Krawiecki with 1 lap to go. Wallington just about falling into the clutches now of number 45, Jake Marsh. The gap between them is 0.6 of a second, but Wallington on that lap set a personal best of a 1 minute 35.887, so he pulled out a tenth or two on that lap.
Sam Cranston with the PB there, that time of a 36.349, so he's a tenth of a second away from a 1.11 of a second away from that magic lap record. He really would like to take that home with him. Just going to actually have a quick look. He's a 36 Kisk. Oh, there we go. There's a lap record for you. Raphael Kisk, 35.697. So Raphael Kisk claims the curse. Kisk, I don't care. He's got a lap record to his name, and he's got the lead in this particular race. So he's taken away 5 points from Cranny if it stays the way it is at the moment. Certainly looking good, but I did see Cranston put in a PB on the previous lap, so he's definitely not giving up on that one. He'd like the 25 points to take home. So leader now making his way up towards Goddard's once again. Such is his pace, he's actually claimed a scalp there. He's put Harvey behind him if he powers his way out over the line. And Ash Barnes takes his power bike win, and of course the all-important lap record along with it. Very slow lap for him, relatively speaking, a 32.3, but I think that's still going to be quicker than anybody else on this lap, no matter what they come up with. Max Hardy, son of Vanessa and Mark. Mark being a former YPM champion himself, and his uncle Tyler was also a champion. He finishes in second place, but does take 25 points in our championship. Retro victory goes to Kieran Smith, who's in third overall ahead of Freddie Barnes. And I don't think Freddie's scoring points, so that's going to be good news for David Krawiecki, who will pick up a podium, as well as Luke Wallington, I think, because Smith will get kicked out there as well. Marsh is up next, and it's Kiersk who does indeed take the Clubman win, and does get the lap record again. Betters it on the last lap, gets a 35.623 there. So Cranston's going to have to lift his skirts and kick off his high heels if he wants to do better than that in the next race. Colin Cerniauskas, Tyler Donovan takes second of the retros, though keeps his championship hopes very much alive. It's Alex Ianni ahead of the fellow rookie Tommy Jones there, getting some good lap times in. Cole Thompson is up next, then it's Seb Jenkins, Thornton, Kilty, Harrison Swire round out your top 20. Okay, that's the first of 2 7-lap races for these guys here today. So